Hey guys, Marshall with Marshall Law Morphs, and my buddy Roman here. Just coming back at you again. I wanted to get underway with the video where I started doing a few tests with that new liner from Ed at CMC Reptiles. Now, throughout the next couple of videos, I'm going to be highlighting the liner. If there's some things that you like about it, if there's maybe some questions that I can't answer about it, you're more than welcome to get a hold of Ed at CMC Reptiles. You can message him, I guess, on Facebook. You can shoot him an email at cmcreptiles@gmail.com, and he would be more than happy to answer any of your questions. With that, I wanted to get to a couple of tests that I was going to do with these liners, so we'll have a look at that. Alright guys, first thing I did want to highlight was just kind of having a look at the paper up close and personal, as you can see. And here, it's a very thick paper, and as Ed describes it, this is straight from the mill. There's no dyes, there's no chemicals, there's no bleaches into this, and I guess maybe I'm getting this wrong, Ed, but to the layman, this is pretty much just straight wood pulp. And you can see the wood fibers in it. So that's a nice close look up at the paper, and it is, you can just hear the thickness of the paper, which leads me to believe that this is going to be just a great product. So that was something I wanted to show you guys, a little up close and personal. Alright guys, you'll have to excuse the noise here in the background, but one of the tests that I wanted to do was what I said, what I'm calling the water bowl test. And to do that, I had to come out of the snake room here. We're at the kitchen table, and we got Roman. He's running around, so we might have a little background music. Anyways, one of the things I wanted to take a look at is, because I mean, aside from the poop and the pee, one of your more common things happening inside of a tub is, of course, the water bowl getting spilled. So I wanted to have a look at this. Is usually how I have a tub set up with paper towels, and I double up the paper towels. So there's basically 2 layers of paper towels side by side. So that's how I usually do my setup with paper towels. And of course, anytime you got yourself a water bowl, a snake, and a tub, you're gonna have the old, oh no. There's gonna be a couple of accidents where your water bowl tips over. And I just wanted to take a look at, you know, you can see how the water is pooling in corners, and it's slowly but surely spreading to the rest of the tub. I mean, even in the few seconds, that's starting to spread out and make its way across the tub. We'll check back here in a couple of minutes. I set a timer, and it's now exactly 10 minutes later. And as you can see, the water with the paper towel, dish turned over, and the water has now spread out throughout the entire area of the tub. So we're gonna go ahead, get this tub dried up, and we'll switch it out with the new CMC liner. You may be asking yourself, well, why are you doing this? This is kind of extreme. That's a lot of water. And yeah, you're right, but as reptile keepers, snake keepers, and everything like that, you know, how many times have you cleaned a tub or cleaned a reptile enclosure only to have it minutes later, poop, pee, or water bowl knocked over? So that's one of the things that I wanted to know is, okay, if I go out, I've got these new liners, I clean a tub, and I put my snake back in there, and he dumps over the tub. Well, I just left the snake room with what I thought was a nice, clean, dry tub, and here's a water bowl tipped over. So I wanted to see If there's going to be any area left untouched by the water, if this were to happen. So that being with the new tubs or the new liners from Ed. So once again, this is a full bowl of water tipped over inside of a tub using paper towels. Now let's get to the new liners. All right, and we're back, guys. Now, as you can see, new tub, new dry tub, I should say. The new liners and a bowl of water. Now I tried to fill it up about the same amount as I had in the other one with the paper towels. And as you can see, I have the liners that don't go up the sides like Ed had been showing in his videos. That is something I would definitely prefer, but for samples, I guess I didn't really want to have them coming up on the sides because of course that's going to hold water in and it's not going to get in between the tub and the liner and get down underneath. Well, I kind of want to see what happens when that does happen. You know, will it absorb from underneath? Will it pool underneath? What's going to happen with that? So for sample test purposes, I really didn't want them going up the sides. I wanted a perfect fit and nothing extra, I guess you could say. So let's get this going, and we got our snake crawling around, and uh-oh, there it goes. And already you can see water is pooling up. But initially, as you can see already, and what I'm seeing already, is there's nowhere near the amount of water spreading out the way it did on the paper towel. Of course, it is pooling up. It is getting down underneath. Let's just kind of pull it back. Let's not mess with it too much. I want this to be kind of a natural, but I would imagine that the water is getting down underneath the paper, in between the paper and the tub. But as I said, just from this you can see you have nowhere near the amount of water spreading out. So you still have a snake that's in there that has all this room to get away from that water and not having to sit in it. And you can imagine this would be urine. You know, there's clean, dry areas for that snake to go. So with that, we'll give it another 10 minutes and we'll be back. All right, guys, as Siri has notified me, it's been 10 minutes. So this here is the water spread out of 10 minutes versus the new liners from CMC and paper towel. Now, if you remember, or if you just saw, with the paper towels, in 10 minutes of a water dish spilling, the entire area of the tub was soaked with the water. Now with the new liner here, you can see 10 minutes later, dish of water spilled over. You actually still have water pooling right there, but there still is a dry area for the animal to sit. As I said before, this is pretty extreme, but that's what I wanted to know. This is what I wanted to see. What's going to happen? I just cleaned a tub, fresh bowl of water, snake back in its cage, and close the tub, and boom, he knocks over a dish of water. Well, with this, you can see that your animal, if it pees or spills water, it's not going to be sitting in its mess. That's something I'm definitely looking forward, or that's what I'm looking for out of this liner. Now you may ask yourself, well, Marshall, why don't you use something to brace the water bowl, PVC pipe cut to hold that dish of water? Well, you know, for me, it's personal choice. I prefer just leaving the water dish in because, well, truthfully, sometimes I'm lazy, you know, and I can't be lazy knowing that there's always the possibility of a water dish being turned over. So I gotta check on them periodically to check for those things. But at least this way I know if I just finished with cleaning that the animal's not going to be sitting there wet, which is something I'm definitely looking forward to. So there's, I guess, what you would call my water test. One other thing that I did forget to mention, for all of those that are curious, here's what is going on underneath. You can see in the channels of my tub there is still standing water, but other than that, the tub appears to be dry. So you can even see it up here where the water is lying in the channel. So it is going to follow that channel, you know, but the animal is going to be sitting high and dry here. So with that, I mean, you can take it how you want to take it, but to me this tells me this is a very absorbent material, and it is going to soak up that water, which me likey. So there you have it, guys. That was what I'm calling the water bowl test, and a wardrobe change, obviously. One other thing that I kind of forgot to mention about the water issue and the liners and things like that. One thing that I've noticed, that with that water being kind of contained to the area where it had spilled, that's very important for me personally and where I live in this region. Here in North Dakota, when winter rolls around, the winter weather here literally sucks humidity out of the air. Winters can be so dry in this area. People in the southern states don't really think about these sorts of things, but it's something that we have to worry about up here in the north. During the winter time, I mean, you could step outside and immediately you can feel like just every little bit of moisture being sucked out of your body, chapped lips, chapped skin, and things like that. So in the winter around here, I guess what I'm trying to say is that misting is pretty important. Now others may feel differently about that, saying that, well, you're not keeping your husbandry correct because the materials inside should be keeping the humidity up. Yeah, I suppose to a certain extent that is very true. The other part of it is you have to factor in environmental conditions, and the fact of the matter is I can set out a water bowl in the winter time, set it right here on the counter, and 2 days later that thing will be sucked dry of water, and that is no joke. So that is something that we have to be wary of. And having a product, a liner in your tub to where you can mist down a corner, a side, or whatnot is very important to someone like me. So that's something I was looking forward to testing out. So with that, that'll conclude the water bowl test for today. As always, guys, if you have any questions, leave a question in the comments section. And again, like I said, you can always message Ed at CMC Reptiles. But be sure to like this video, comment if you have any questions or any comments about the liners. Share the video if you'd like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ding that little notification bell. And we'll see you real soon.